My girlfriend told me to stop acting like a father to her kids after 5 years of me paying for everything. So I did. For 5 years, I raised twin boys who weren't mine. Their real dads in prison and never sent a dime. The day I walked away, she finally realized what a real father looks like. Hello, Reddit I plus here. I met Sabrina when I was 32. A widow of sorts, though not officially. Her ex, Todd, had been in prison for fraud since their twin boys, Eli and Noah, were 6. By the time I met them, they were turning 8. Full of energy, always asking questions, and already learning what disappointment looked like. Back then, I didn't think twice about stepping in. Sabrina worked part-time as a dental assistant, exhausted most days. The twins were growing fast, their school asking for fees she could barely afford, so I offered to help. First small things, school shoes, lunch money, a new tablet when one of them cracked the old one during a math game. But over time, it became everything. 5 years slipped by like sand through glass. We moved into a bigger home, mine, though I never rubbed that in. The boys had their own rooms painted in their favorite colors, dark blue for Eli, forest green for Noah. I built them a study corner in the basement, and every Friday we'd order pizza, watch superhero movies, and talk about their week. They started calling me Dad around their 9th birthday. I didn't ask for it. I didn't even think I deserved it. But the first time I heard it, something inside me just settled. It felt like the title finally matched the effort. I was there for everything. First day of middle school. Nervous smiles, backpacks too heavy for their frames, late nights at the hospital when Noah's asthma flared up, countless hours teaching them how to ride bikes without training wheels, and cheering like a lunatic when they finally did. Hockey tournaments, piano recitals, and every teacher meeting in between. Eli had ADHD. His medication alone was nearly $400 a month, and his specialized therapy sessions were another $600. I never blinked. Noah had dyslexia, so I hired a private tutor for him 3 times a week. I even started a college fund for both boys, $500 a month each, because I believed in them, because I thought I was building a family. Sabrina used to beam at me and call me their bonus dad. She'd say things like, "I don't know how I'd manage without you," and "You've given them a real man to look up to," and I believed her. Until last spring, Todd, their biological father, got early release from prison. That's when everything changed. At first, Sabrina was cautious. "He just wants to visit," she said, "for the boys' sake." But soon, her tone softened. Phone calls turned into weekend visits, and weekend visits turned into family dinners I wasn't invited to. Then came the conversation that flipped everything. It was a Sunday night. We'd just finished dinner, the boys upstairs gaming in the basement I'd built for them. Sabrina sat across from me at the table, eyes fixed on her wine glass. "Listen," she started, voice carefully measured. "The boys, they're confused. Todd's back, and they don't really know how to act around you anymore. You've been amazing, truly, but I think we need to set boundaries." I frowned. "Boundaries?" "Yes. I mean, you're not their father." "Not really. Blood matters, and I don't want them to get mixed up about roles. You're my boyfriend, not their dad. So maybe, when they call you that, just gently correct them." I laughed, not because it was funny, but because it was surreal. 5 years of love, effort, sleepless nights, bills, games, hospital visits, and now I was just the boyfriend. That night, when everyone went to bed, I sat in my office and made some decisions. Quiet ones. Final ones. By dawn, the wheels were in motion. I canceled the college funds, withdrawing the $30,000 I had painstakingly saved. I removed them from my executive health plan, the one that covered their therapy and medications. I called the hockey league and stopped payments for the season, mid-year or not. Then I contacted my lawyer about the house. Everything was in my name. Sabrina had never paid rent, utilities, or property tax. The next morning I left for work early and didn't say a word. By Monday afternoon my phone buzzed with a message. "Sabrina, hey, the hockey coach said your payment didn't go through. Can you check?" I stared at the text for a long moment, then typed back, "Their real dad can handle it, right? You said blood matters." She replied almost instantly, "That's not fair. He just got out. He's trying to rebuild his life. Not my problem." I sent back, "I'm just your boyfriend." By Wednesday, the insurance company had sent a denial notice for the twins' medications. Sabrina called me at work, furious. "Why would you do this to them? They need you." I took a slow breath. "You told me I wasn't their father. I'm just living by the rules you set." There was a long silence on the other end, then quiet sobbing. The next week, Todd showed up at my door, all bravado and cheap cologne, demanding I stop messing with his family. I looked him dead in the eye. "You abandoned them. I built that family. But you can have it back now. Every bit of it. Then I closed the door. Within a month, the house was mine again. Legally and literally. Sabrina moved in with her mother after realizing she couldn't keep up with rent. The twins tried calling once or twice, but Sabrina must have told them not to. I didn't chase it. I still think about them, though. Every time I walk past the empty garage or the quiet basement, I miss the noise, the chaos, the laughter, but I don't regret walking away. Because love, when unappreciated, becomes servitude, and I wasn't going to keep paying the price for someone else's lesson. 6 months passed. 6 months of quiet mornings and echoing rooms. For the first time in years, my life was still. No early alarms for hockey practice, no calls from teachers or therapists, no random hugs around the waist when I came home from work. At first, that silence tore me apart. I'd built my entire routine around being needed. Now, all that remained was the hum of the refrigerator and the steady tick of the old wall clock the twins had picked out one Christmas. I'd catch myself glancing at the garage door sometimes, expecting Eli to barge in with sawdust on his shirt, asking if he could help me fix something, but there was only stillness. I filled my time differently, joined a gym, took weekend trips, started woodworking commissions for friends. I even adopted a dog, a clumsy golden retriever named Baxter, who seemed to understand that I needed company without conversation. Life was simple. Not happy yet, but peaceful. Then, one evening in late autumn, my phone buzzed. It was a message from an unknown number. "Hi, it's me. Can we talk? It's important, Sabrina." I stared at the screen for a long moment before typing back. "About what?" Her reply came fast. "The boys, please, I need to explain. Can I come over?" Every part of me knew it was a bad idea. But curiosity, or maybe old love, made me agree. When she arrived, she looked different, thinner, paler. The confident woman who once told me to stop confusing roles now looked like someone who hadn't slept properly in weeks. She stood at the door, hesitant. "Hi," she said softly. "Hey," I replied, leaning against the frame. "You look tired." She gave a hollow laugh. That's one way to put it. I didn't invite her in right away. She noticed, and that alone said everything about how much had changed. But eventually, I stepped aside. She walked in, her eyes darting around the living room, landing on the empty hooks where the twins' hockey medals used to hang. "I see you took everything down," she murmured. "I didn't need reminders," I said flatly. For a long time, she said nothing. Then finally, "Todd's gone. He left 3 months ago, said he wasn't ready to be a father. He took my car, emptied what little savings I had left, and just disappeared." I didn't flinch. "Not surprised. The boys keep asking about you," she continued. "They miss you. They don't understand why you won't visit or answer their messages. Eli's been struggling with his meds again, and Noah refuses to go to tutoring. Everything's falling apart and her voice cracked. "I don't know what to do anymore." I let the silence hang. "Sabrina," I said finally, "when you told me to stop acting like their father, I listened. You said I wasn't part of your family. I respected that. You can't pull me back in now that things got hard." Tears gathered in her eyes. "I know I hurt you, but I was trying to do the right thing. Todd wanted to be in their lives. I thought it would help them." "Help them?" I cut in. "You replaced stability with chaos. Love with confusion. You wanted blood to matter more than consistency. Now you're realizing that parenting isn't about DNA. It's about showing up. And I did, for 5 years, until you decided it wasn't enough." She looked down, ashamed. "I know, I was wrong." I sighed, not angry, just tired. "You were scared," I said quietly. "You thought you'd lose control if I became too important to them. You wanted me close enough to help, but not close enough to count." Her eyes widened, because she knew it was true. "I'm not here to punish you," I continued. "But I can't go back. The boys need stability, not another temporary figure. You'll have to be that for them now." She wiped at her tears, nodding. "I understand. I just had to try." As she turned to leave, she paused at the door. "You really cared for them, didn't you?" "I still do," I said. "But caring doesn't mean staying where you're not wanted." She nodded, quietly broken, and walked out. I watched her car disappear down the road, and a strange calm settled over me. Later that night, I checked my email. There was a message waiting, from Eli's school account. "Hey, Mom said we can't see you anymore. I just wanted to say thank you for everything. I still have the birdhouse we built together. It's in my window. I look at it every day. I miss you, Dad." I sat there for a long time, staring at the words, "I miss you, Dad." For the first time in months, I let myself cry. Not out of regret, but because sometimes the purest love you give in life is the one you never get back. Still, I was proud. Proud that for 5 years, those boys knew what a real father's love looked like. even if it came from someone who wasn't blood. A year later, I got a postcard in the mail. It was from Eli and Noah. A photo of the two of them standing in front of a summer camp sign, both smiling wide, their handwriting messy but full of energy. We made the hockey team again. Guess who built the birdhouse contest winner? Me! Hope you're proud. Love, E and N. I pinned the postcard to my fridge, smiled to myself, and whispered, "Always proud of you, boys." Then I went back to sanding a new piece of wood in the garage. The same workshop I'd once built for them, now filled with sunlight and quiet satisfaction. Because in the end, love doesn't always stay. But when it's real, it leaves something that even time or blood can't erase.